And that breaking news, we have new video just in of Brandon Carruthers walking out of police headquarters. He was arrested just this afternoon after spending more than a week on the TBI's most wanted list. Finally, after 12 days on the run, all 4 escaped teens are back in custody tonight.
All were arrested just miles from where they escaped the Juvenile Justice Center. Tonight, we have team coverage of Brandon Carruthers' capture as 2 employees at the facility face criminal charges in the escape. And we begin with News Channel 5's Chris Conti. Chris, a tip led to this arrest today.
And Brandon Carruthers, Carey, was only able to evade capture for the last 13 days because he had help. That is the word from Metro Police tonight. Friends knew where Carruthers was, and they knew that he had left the Juvenile Detention Center, yet not a single one of them bothered to call police. Someone who did call police, though, a very concerned citizen. That tip to Crime Stoppers today led police to the Arbor Hills apartment complex. As soon as police arrived there this afternoon, detectives and U.S. Marshals descended on a unit there. Carruthers, who was inside, realized that he had been cornered and gave up peacefully. In case you're wondering why authorities were so anxious to catch this 17-year-old over the course of the last 2 weeks, when he was taken into custody today, Brandon Carruthers had on him an AR-15 and dozens of rounds of ammunition. The Juvenile Crime Task Force has not gotten much sleep in the last 13 days since those juveniles escaped. They said very bluntly today that there are other, better ways that they could have been using their resources for the last 2 weeks. At the end of the day, though, Brandon Carruthers did not have the resources or the wherewithal or means to evade police on his own.
We knew how difficult it was going to be to actually find him. As you saw, his friends today in that apartment with him did not turn him in for that $10,000. So we knew what kind of friends he had, and it was going to be difficult to catch him.
We have been talking a lot about how broken the juvenile justice system is. In case you were wondering why we have been saying that, a bit of perspective for you this evening. Brandon Carruthers will be taken back to the Juvenile Detention Center this evening once he is booked, the very place that he escaped from 13 days ago. Right now, though, he is being questioned at police headquarters, and that is where we find Eric Hilt. Eric?
Yeah, actually, Chris, just about 20 minutes ago, we saw Carruthers being walked out of headquarters, surrounded by close to a dozen police officers as he was walked into a squad car to be taken someplace else. And Carruthers is the last of those 14 escapees to be brought here to Metro Police headquarters, the other 3 being captured last week. Decorius Wright and Calvin House were both arrested by officers on Tuesday, December 3rd in Madison. Morris Marsh was arrested after a car chase that ended on Harding Place. That happening last Friday. And they're not the only ones who were arrested during the course of this search. Several other people, including some family members of the teens, were arrested for helping them while they were on the run. And at least 2 former employees of the Juvenile Detention Center are also facing criminal charges related to the escape. Now, how did these 4 teenagers end up in the detention center in the first place? Well, they were all facing charges for violent crimes. Decorius Wright and Morris Marsh were both facing murder charges in 2 separate cases. Calvin House was facing an auto theft charge, and 17-year-old Brandon Carruthers, who was arrested today, was facing an armed robbery charge. All 4 of those teens now back behind bars. Reporting live, Eric Hilt, News Channel 5.